This program is part of the Cosmic Potato Podcast Network. For more shows like this, visit our website at cosmicpotato.com.
All right, you primitive screwheads, listen up.
I am Iron Man. That's a big twink.
Pizza Dude's got 30 seconds.
You are a toy!
It's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
Why so serious?
You see these flying? We're fighting an army of robots. And I have a bow and arrow. None of this makes sense.
And welcome to World War G episode 231. I'm Troy.
I'm AJ.
And I'm Colton.
Taste tests.
What?
Test. It's been a while.
Time for a taste test.
It has been a minute.
This comes courtesy of AJ.
Tell us what we got, AJ.
Okay, so first off, it was really kind of funny. I went to the Krispy Kreme donut shop, and I'm like, oh, well, it seems like there's a lot of people inside, so I'll just go to the drive-thru, and it'll be pretty painless. And I drove up there, and I said, yes, I would like 3 orders of your new Reese's, because it comes in a pack of 2, in their own little separate box. I would like 3 orders of Reese's donuts, but could I get them in a half dozen box instead of, separately? And she's just like, let me go ask my manager if that's all right. I'm like, what? Okay, so then a couple minutes later, she comes back and she's like, yeah, that would be okay. And the only reason I can think, in hindsight, I did think about it, and I'm like, well, maybe they've got to deal with Reese's that they have to put it in that box. Yeah. But I was just I didn't ask a very difficult question. I just don't want to carry around a couple of different little boxes. So finally, she got the approval from the manager.
Oh, well, good. Thank goodness.
I know. Crisis averted. And we were able to get these donuts.
Sweet.
There's 2 different types, I guess. There's a chocolate and, well, they're both chocolate, but they've got different, one's got more of a peanut butter and one's got a different kind of filling inside of it.
So I thought that one donut was chocolate with peanut butter filling, and I thought one donut was peanut butter with chocolate filling.
That very well could be the case, but it looks like it's got a caramel on one of them, or is that peanut butter?
I think that might be peanut butter, or maple.
But then to make sure that it's an official taste test, and we're doing our due diligence here, because we're at World War G, we're all about, doing our research.
That's right.
Yeah.
We're nothing if not thorough.
We don't do things half-assed.
Never.
Around here.
Full ass.
Exactly.
We're always full-assed here.
So
our asses are always full.
That's why I also had to get these Reese's peanut butter cups, just to see if they actually taste like the product, because there's so many times that you'll eat something, you'll be like, this tastes nothing like, what I've expected.
Yeah.
But
all right, let's bust them out.
We might need napkins.
Oh,
I think these are going to be
oh,
crumbly.
jeez. Wow.
Okay.
I'll get them.
Stand by.
Would you mind grabbing a knife as well?
Would you like anything else?
We already got water, so I think we're good.
I don't know, you got any milk?
Some milk. He's like, as long as it's only 1%. None of that 2% stuff.
What's the other 98%?
I don't know.
I think it's water, actually.
Probably. Hey, so this is our podcast now.
Yeah.
We can say whatever we'd like.
I don't think he's going to go back and listen through this.
No,
Not
he'll just
before he posts it. Then it'll be too late.
So then we could say whatever we want. Man, the possibilities. The only problem is when you put on the spot.
Brainstorm stuff like this beforehand. God, if we ever have an opportunity.
Troy smells like
crap,
garbage.
He's back. Okay,
yeah.
Let's stop talking about it.
Alright.
Thank you.
This was the Colton and AJ podcast for a minute.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
Which one are we going to try first?
First of all, you guys have 2 napkins, and I only have 1.
I've got one. I folded it in half, dude.
Okay. Troy gets 2.
Because he's messier when it comes to eating stuff.
Are you okay with me grabbing yours?
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't care.
I'll get you a chocolate one.
Throw it on there.
I'll get you a peanut butter one. Oop, this one's a little more
Oh, wow.
not set. Yeah, for the time being, I think I'm going to just close this.
Might be a good idea.
use my brand new laptop
It
as a plate.
smells like a chocolate donut. This one does. I'm not too big of a fan. Like, I prefer simple donuts, like the cake donuts, you know, not like cream filled or too much stuff on it. Like all those crazy ones where they throw like Oreos on top or anything else.
So
That's just like overkill.
open this up. This chocolate one. There is stuff inside.
Yeah.
Doesn't look peanut buttery though.
Oh, it doesn't. It's gonna get messy. That's okay.
All right, chocolate one first.
Yeah. Wait, I don't think there's anything inside of mine.
You might not have gotten to it. I think it's in. It should be in there.
I mean, I taste peanut butter and I taste chocolate.
No.
Oh, there's no.
You got a dry one. Here, you want a bite of?
Oh, in there.
Here, just a bite of this one.
Snap off a piece or something.
Sure, I guess I'll just.
Over your
this
laptop?
donut.
Well,
Well, there's a section of mine that doesn't have some, so I think
Well,
that you do have.
Maybe.
Somewhere
All
in
right.
there.
yeah, I can taste the peanut butter, and there's a little hint of Reese's there.
This to me reminds me of like a 7-Eleven gas station donut,
Yeah,
right? Pretty by the numbers.
It
because
doesn't have any Krispy Kreme taste.
no, I was gonna say because when you eat Krispy Kreme, you have a certain expectancy
Right.
of what's coming.
Well,
And this
it's
tastes
basically like cotton candy,
generic.
like a cotton candy donut.
It
You
is
know, one of
kinda
those glazed
cakey,
ones?
too.
Which isn't a bad thing. I like cakey. It's not a bad donut. It's pretty decent. But as far as tasting like a Reese's peanut butter cup, no.
No. All right. Here's that one.
Let's try the other one.
Now it should be peanut butter filled with chocolate.
I'm
perhaps.
guessing.
Question mark?
So messy. So messy. I'm gonna have to vacuum this floor. Well,
Do some ASMR.
Okay, this one's way more.
Creamy.
Yeah.
There's got a lot more filling. This tastes like a Reese's.
yeah, it does.
Cup.
A lot more.
Well, I think it's because it's got the peanut butter frosting on top.
Man, that one is good. It's really rich though. Like I don't know if I'd be able to eat
I don't think so.
2 of these. I'm gonna do it, but
I'm gonna have to space.
I'm going to push through, you know, for
I'm
the
gonna
good
have
of the
to space that
podcast.
out. Pass me over one of the
Reese's.
cups, please. Thank you. All right.
So now for the comparison.
Well, I mean, you can't beat the original,
No.
but that second one comes the closest.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what the chocolate one is supposed to be doing.
I don't know either.
I think that I could eat more of the chocolate one than I could the peanut butter one. Just because
Yeah,
how, like,
Because the
rich it is. The other one is.
sweetness in the chocolate one is a lot more subtle.
Woo. Man, that's gonna take a while to.
I'm sure this is like riveting, like podcasting right now, as they're like hearing us like slap our lips and smack them and drink and yeah.
I know I'd love hearing that on podcasts.
They should have a whole podcast that is just like somebody like masticating food, you know, just
eating?
Yeah, that's all it is.
So, listeners probably don't care about this, but for the last month and a little while, I've been doing the keto diet, which is low carb, protein, and high fat.
It shows.
So, I haven't had sugar in a long time. Like, definitely not in these concentrations. But what happens with the keto diet is when you do have carbs, which is the same thing as sugar, you start to feel really sick.
Yeah.
So I might feel sick near the end of this episode. But I'm hoping
Throwing
it
in a
doesn't
disclaimer.
happen. Yeah. I mean, not like throw up sick, but
Nauseous.
I might get quiet. I think I'll be okay, though.
Push through again.
I've got an iron stomach.
Yeah. So, if you're gonna go to Krispy Kreme to get these, get the peanut butter one.
I don't think you have a choice.
Because it comes in a pack of 2.
It comes in the pack of 2. I
Yeah.
don't think you
Eat
could
the
buy
peanut
'em.
butter one.
I just asked them for 2 peanut butter ones
There you
instead
go.
of like the chocolate one.
But they may have to go ask their manager.
Yeah, right. And then you'll be sitting there for a couple of minutes.
Yeah. What's the best thing to counter sugar with? More sugar.
Cracking a cold one.
You know how many times on podcasts people have heard me do that?
Right. Do you... Out of how many Reese's peanut butter cups are we going to give these? The chocolate one first.
I'm giving the chocolate one 1.
Okay, so wait. As a donut itself or as a Reese's donut? Like,
We'll do both.
okay. As a donut itself, I'd give it a 3.5.
Okay.
That's a good donut.
Yeah.
Okay.
The peanut butter one, I would definitely give... I'd probably give it the same. Just because it's so rich, I wouldn't want to eat a whole bunch of it.
Yeah.
But comparing it to a Reese's, how it's supposed to be, the chocolate one, definitely a 1. And the peanut butter one, I'd probably give like a 3.5. It's pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
Along those same lines, I think I'm at about a 2.5 for both because I could actually, I wouldn't mind eating the chocolate one more of it. But as far as tasting like a Reese's peanut butter, the cup, that's why it brings it back down. But with the other one, it's really rich and I can't eat a lot of it, but it tastes a heck of a lot more like the peanut butter cup. So I don't know, right in the middle, 2.5.
And I agree with you guys. Just based on them being a donut and judging on how good the actual donut is for the chocolate one, yeah, I'd give it a 2. I'm not a big fan, like you were saying, of donuts with stuff on the inside.
Right.
Never like that. But that isn't a whole lot of it. Mm-hmm. It's only a little bit, so it's not too bad. So I'd give the chocolate a 2. And then the peanut butter, I think I would also give a 2. But judging on the Reese's aspect of it, chocolate gets a 1, and that peanut butter one is sitting at a solid 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did the Reese's compare to a Reese's?
Probably 5.
Okay.
5 out of 5, I think.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty close.
As a candy bar, it's on its own 5.
Yeah.
I was
Reese's
really...
is as good as it gets.
It
I was
is.
really disappointed. Like when they first came out with that Reese's peanut butter that you could buy in the stores, I bought two jars of it thinking that it was going to be, this is going to be that peanut butter that you get inside of a Reese's, you know, kind of that thicker,
kind of crumbly
kind of stuff. Yeah, exactly. No, it was just regular peanut butter. It was like they put Jif inside of it. And I was like...
the Reese's peanut butter tastes different than peanut butter out of a jar.
No, this was just like regular peanut butter. That was false advertising right there.
Those freaking liars.
Right?
Freaking liars. Okay.
So we got a question this week.
We do. We got a question from Joel.
On Joel's line. Which we really do appreciate. I know we make fun of it and poke fun at it, but it's really pretty nice to mix it up a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And anybody can call. Anybody.
But Joel's the one keeping the lights on.
Yeah, exactly.
We make money every time he calls.
All right. So let me stop this real quick and I'll plug this in.
Hey, Joel, for World War G, this is? Question, you guys have mentioned this before, and I've heard it said on other podcasts as well. Not that I listen to any other podcasts, but I've heard rumors. It's always mentioned that, horrors do so well because they're so inexpensive to make. Well, what makes a horror inexpensive? I mean, they've got lots of blood, special effects, sometimes a lot of gunshots, and I hear those are expensive for movies. So what is it that makes a horror film so inexpensive to make? And some examples would be awesome. Also, I guess, what would be the most expensive genre? Fantasy or superhero or Pixar? I don't know. You guys could do some research. That'd be awesome. Thanks.
Okay, so there you go. So, it's a 2-part question, so I'll answer the first part. Why are horror movies so inexpensive or so cheap to make?
We started answering this question even before, we started recording because we had to listen to the question to kind of give some thought on it. And Colton brought up a good point that the majority of the time they don't use these bigger celebrities, that are going to cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
So you can get away with using these no-name people because the majority of them are going to die anyways, within the first 5 minutes. So Yeah, that cuts down on costs like immensely.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I think a lot of it is, and I was telling Colton this earlier, it's not so much that they're necessarily inexpensive to make, because any movie's expensive to make.
Mm-hmm.
But their return that they get, if it's successful, makes it seem like that movie was inexpensive. So if you get a movie like The Blair Witch Project or Paranormal Activity,
where you spend a couple $100,000.
Yeah, I mean, that's still what you're going to spend, but you get the return of millions and millions of dollars. By
Right.
comparison, the movie seems extremely cheap to make.
Mm-hmm.
And also, like you were saying, slasher flicks are really, really cheap to make. You don't need a whole lot of special effects.
Mm-hmm.
Some fake blood
Mostly
and
practical effects.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even in the new Mike Myers movie, the Halloween movie,
Yeah.
there was probably 0 special effects in that.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, you don't even show anything either. You see someone fall out a window, and that's it, and then you look down, and they're not there anymore.
Yeah.
Or they are there, and then the next scene, they're not.
Well, they were paying homage to the original one.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, it was a reverse. Did you see that one, Troy?
I did.
Okay.
But, like, they don't film them falling out of the window and then hitting the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
They film them falling, then pan down, so you don't actually see them fall. Yeah.
That cuts down on costs alone.
it really does.
I mean, you don't have to use special effects to see them hit, or, you don't have to use stuntmen.
Well, do you think that I'm trying to think back of, because I've seen a lot of scary movies, but I'm trying to think of the ones that are my favorite, and the majority of the time they've been celebrities that later on went to do bigger and better things, but this scary movie kind of helped launch their career.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen a movie with like a really like A-list celebrity?
Life is a horror film, and it has multiple A-list celebrities.
Oh, that's true.
That was also like really VFX heavy,
right?
Too.
That was a really good
Ryan
movie.
Reynolds, what's his name? Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
And a few other people.
Well, Ryan Reynolds only, spoiler, was only in it for a little bit.
Yes.
I thought he was going to be a bigger character. They had him on the front of the box.
Caught me off guard.
Yeah.
Like, they're not going to kill Ryan Reynolds early, and then he's like the first person to die.
Right? Yeah. Troy's like, yes, vindication.
I need to go see that.
You haven't seen Life yet?
No.
Oh, man.
It's the the directors that did that movie also submitted in what is it? What the heck is it even called? When you submit something to I'm having podcasting brain here. A script. Oh, they submitted a script for the Venom movie. So this was supposed to be kind of like a prequel to it, which you can definitely tell.
Yeah, they totally. Oh wait, we won't spoil it. Troy's gonna see it.
Yeah,
Troy, you need to see it.
Yeah.
It's basically a prequel to Venom, though.
I know it's about. They're out in space. There's a life form. Life form kills everybody. Got it.
Alien, but different. And the special effects are pretty cool.
Yeah, I was trying to think of a horror movie that had an A-list celebrity.
Like at the time, because I'm thinking about that Zodiac movie, and that did have Robert Downey Jr. and Jake Gyllenhaal, right?
Yeah. Of course, I wouldn't call that one a horror exactly.
It's more of a thriller.
Yeah.
Thriller, yeah.
Thriller, crime drama.
I could see, Insidious has the main guy in it. But
Patrick Wilson.
But maybe that movie is where he kind of got his start. Because I didn't start seeing him in stuff until after that movie came out.
He was in Watchmen.
Yeah.
He was Night Owl in Watchmen. But you're right. It wasn't until those horror movies that his career really started to take off.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. The majority of the time, it's that helps launch their career.
Well, The Purge had Ethan Hawke, the first one.
Yeah.
But that's another thing. I think if a movie does have an A-list celebrity, they're pretty much the only one in the film.
Right.
Because they used their budget for it.
Yeah, to cut down costs.
They used all their excess money.
But I would like to think that most of the time when there's an A-list celebrity being in a horror film, they're kind of doing it for cheaper anyways, just because they want to be a part of it.
Right.
I feel like that happens with a lot of movies. Mm-hmm. They take either a percentage of the earnings, or a lower flat rate.
Because of their love of the genre or something, you know? They want to do this kind of like... It's like one step up from an indie Sundance film.
Yeah, right. Or, if they want to do something kind of different, kind of out of the box, you know, something that they're not really known for.
Yeah.
Like Jodie Foster in Panic Room. Where, again, it was pretty much just her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one is a pretty underrated movie. That was pretty decent.
Is Jennifer Lawrence in that too?
No.
Panic Room? I don't think so.
No.
There's a young actress in that movie that she got a lot bigger, I think, because she was in that movie.
Was it the daughter?
Yeah.
Let's see who it was here.
So the other part of the question, though, right?
It's a big old tangent.
Oh, Kristen Stewart.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So thanks a lot, Panic Room casters.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
But yeah, the second part of the question, the most expensive genre to make. Now, I pulled up a list of the movies that cost the most to make. And
Avengers was there, right?
Yeah. This will kind of give us a gauge here. Number 1, Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides.
Okay.
It cost $379 million to make. Number 2, Avengers Age of Ultron, $365. Avengers Endgame, $356. Avengers Infinity War, $316. Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End and Justice League, both at $300 million. Solo: A Star Wars Story, John Carter, Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, and Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
So we're saying superhero sci-fi, right? Yep. Just because they're pretty heavy on CG. Yeah.
And fantasy, kind of with Pirates of the Caribbean.
Which that, if you look at it, I don't think that all of them made their money back with the pirate movies.
Those first 3 did.
Right.
The other ones, like on Stranger Tides and stuff, I don't know.
They probably at least made their money back.
It was pretty close. Like, I think it was like almost like the biggest like flop or something.
Like that last one they did.
5th? Was that the...
Did anyone even watch that?
I did. No.
I saw it for free at a press screening, so I went and did that.
What he actually means is on his laptop.
No, it was an actual press. It was an actual press screening.
But you didn't.
It wasn't on my laptop.
You're supposed to Blackbeard pirates. That's the whole point.
Yeah. I know. It was a missed opportunity, but
that is the kind of movie that you only pirate because it's not worth going to pay for.
True. And again, I did pay gas to get out there, but yeah,
you lost money on that deal.
I did. So there you go.
All right. So going from, I don't even know how to segue. Yeah, DC, they have decided that Damian Wayne is going to be their new Dark Knight, and he's gonna lead the. As far as all the different like Robins that you could have chose, you know, they pick him.
Yeah.
In case you're not too familiar with Damian, he is basically the love child of Bruce Wayne and Talia. Ra's al Ghul's daughter. So, and he's always to me been like super, super arrogant and just snarky, and I can't stand the sucker. Like, I know he's really good at what he does, and he's been trained, you know, but he's not really too grounded. Like, Batman has to keep trying to put him in his place, and he just does his own things.
Well, and he's probably more willing to go to lengths to do stuff that Batman isn't. Like, he's probably willing to kill.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I haven't been keeping up. Where is Bruce?
He's just been aging. Like, you know, it's...
Oh, he's just getting old?
Yeah.
Old Batman.
So they're trying to revamp it and let a new person take center stage. I mean, he'll still be, in the picture, because it's Batman after all, but yeah, that's the direction they've decided to go.
So is this... I'm guessing this is going to be the new canon?
Correct.
Okay. Because I know that there's the multiverse and there's a whole bunch of iterations of Batman. So, but this is going to be the main...
This is what DC has come out and, the direction they want to go.
No, it says here, reading through it, following his father's untimely demise...
Say what?
Alfred delivers him a new bat suit in a specialized case that Bruce Wayne prepared for him ahead of time. So Bruce Wayne actually died.
Oh, I didn't want to spoil that. But.
It says it.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Oh, you knew.
Yeah,
you knew.
I read each one of these articles, but yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah.
It's in deceased number 4. So maybe this isn't exactly
canon.
The main one. Maybe it's kind of a, I don't know, alternate thing. I don't know. I'm not keeping up on comic books, to be perfectly honest.
So yeah, deceased number 4 sounds like they're killing the main heroes. Like if that's what these.
Maybe that's it.
Branches.
That'd be kind of interesting. Take out Superman. Somebody else has to step up.
That you can't kill Superman. Everybody knows that.
No, you can.
Superman comes back.
True. Okay. Speaking of people coming back, Ewan McGregor is in talks to return as Obi-Wan for Disney Plus for a TV show. Yeah, he says that he's been in talks with Disney, and apparently they are going forward with it.
Do you know if he approached them or the other way around?
I think they approached him.
He's the right age to play this character for the, has aged the same amount of time as kind of like Luke Skywalker. So,
and he's always said that he'd love to return to the character.
Okay.
He really enjoyed playing him.
Never, as an actor or an actress, you never want to burn any bridges.
It's true.
Right? You want that work. You want that Disney money. So they're gonna pay, yeah.
And the prequels had a lot of issues, sure, but Ewan McGregor wasn't one of them.
Okay, so number 8 was...
It had its issues.
It had quite a few issues. Is this gonna help get the fans back on board? Is that part of the reason why, you think?
Yeah, Star Wars 8 plus the Solo movie had kind of soured fans a little bit.
Right.
The general populace, anyway. So I think this is kind of a way to kind of steer the ship into a different direction and say, hey, remember this?
Huh?
Let's get back on track here. Yeah. But I'm looking forward to it.
Well, speaking of reviving the dead again, World of Warcraft came out 15 years ago. Almost
to the day?
Yeah, no, not to the day. Almost. In November, it will be to the month. I don't know exactly what day it came out.
Wow.
But recently, and you guys probably don't follow World of Warcraft news all that often.
I subscribe. No, just kidding.
There's been like 7 expansions since they had their first release.
Right.
And they've gotten progressively worse. And people are pretty much fed up with it. So much so that you could always find people that are playing on private servers. So people that have downloaded all of the patches and everything, and then they host it in European servers and then let people play. The vanilla WoW is what we call it. And so I've done this in the past.
Sounds like an ice cream flavor.
Yes, it is vanilla. I've done this in the past, and vanilla servers are great to get that old the nostalgia factor, but they have a lot of bugs and they have a lot of issues. And Blizzard goes after them pretty heavily, so they have to move quite a bit. But the last couple years, they've been working on creating their own vanilla game. They're calling it WoW Classic, and it comes out in 9 days. And I'm super excited for it, because it's going to be like... I actually didn't play in vanilla. I played in their first expansion, The Burning Crusade. But yeah, it's going to be so fun to go back and play the game that I loved, and not the game that I hate.
With all better graphics and hopefully a lot...
No, they're not.
No?
It's the same exact game. So graphics from 15 years ago... Everything. They're not changing anything.
I don't know if I would be as big of a fan. Like, I love when they remastered, like, Resident Evil 2 or some of these other games. Like, I went back and purchased them again and again just because I loved it, but they've also updated it to where it, like, fits better. graphics and even like the mechanics and
for sure. And I get that. But basically the entire World of Warcraft community was like, no, if you do that, if you do a remastered Vanilla WoW, we're not going to play it. And it's easy to not do that because like even WoW in its current form is not like super high up in graphics quality. It's still pretty cartoony and everything.
Well, except for the cutscenes.
Yeah, their cutscenes are pretty great. Their cinematics.
Which that's the game I want to play.
But for the story that I want to share today, they did a stress test. Basically just had everybody log into their accounts and see how the servers handled it and everything. So you got to play a little bit of the game. But right in the very beginning, if you're playing on Horde side and you play an orc or a troll, there's a quest where you have to kill a giant scorpion called Sarkoth, and you get his claw. But the problem is, you kill Sarkoth, he doesn't respawn for like a minute, so he doesn't come back. Yeah. And there are hundreds of people playing at the same exact time in the same area.
Right.
So what they ended up doing was just forming a line. And everybody played in an orderly fashion when it was your turn to kill Sarkoth. You did it, you looted him, and you went and turned in the quest. And, like, it's a really good feeling because WoW in its current form is not like that. Like, you don't care about other people. You don't group up with people. You don't coordinate or talk or anything. They got rid of the whole social aspect of it. Yeah. And this is just a good indicator that WoW Classic is going to bring back the community as well.
Well, that's a toxic way of playing. I feel like a lot of times when they get it to where it's just you're playing by yourself and you can go in there and you can just kind of like troll people and just be a real dick about it. That's what's happened to a lot of these games that like sometimes I'll play is people because. Well, okay, one in particular is like Grand Theft Auto or even like The Last of Us. When I'm playing the multiplayer, I'll be playing with like a lot of friends, but then you get like some random person on your team that's just like goofing around, not really like working together, but it's because they've kind of like taken it to where everybody can have their own separate chats. They don't have to just stay in the lobby and either mute the people or talk to them, you know? So I definitely get that and definitely appreciate them actually trying to bring that social aspect back into the picture.
Yeah. And one of the problems with WoW in its current form is the fact that it's so easy. Like, you can do literally everything by yourself. You don't have to talk to anyone from level 1 to level 120 because you just do it all yourself. Yeah. But here, if you're attacking one thing, a normal thing, it'll take like half of your health. And if you accidentally pull a second thing, you're dead. There's no way to really survive that unless you're skilled or have good gear.
Now, is it similar to like Diablo where you actually like lose all of your stuff just on the field and somebody else can loot it and take it? Or
you die and then you get moved over to a spirit healer and you have to run, like your ghost has to run back to your body and resurrect. But, oh man, guys, I'm just so excited for this. So excited. Yeah. It's going to be fun.
That's why you got the new laptop, is to run this like crazy, difficult game.
It's going to be so demanding. Yeah.
All right. Well, I got to admit, that's never really been my thing, to be perfectly honest.
I mean, if you guys wanted to try it, it's only $15 a month. Yeah. And it's only 4 gigs to download.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. So, not a huge investment, storage-wise or money-wise.
You'll have to give us an update on it as far as like when you start playing it. See if it's everything that you'd hoped for and then some.
I will. Well, the crazy thing is, like, the current expansion, you can level from 1 to 120 in less than a week. Some people can do it in a day. Like, it's ridiculous. But it's probably going to take me to go from 1 to 60, probably like 3 or 4 months. Like, it's a long time.
Wow.
Right.
I've thrown in about like 7 or 8 of those. I'm like keeping track of it. See how many wows I can throw in the mix. Yeah. Marvel has announced that Yondu is getting his own series. Yep, the guy from, basically Star-Lord's father, or the one that raised him.
Poppins, y'all.
Right?
Yondu, yeah.
Yondu, he's getting his own series.
Wonderful.
And the cool thing, I guess, about this. Like, I'm trying to see the positive here because I really don't care that much about him. He was okay. He was kind of funny. He had a couple of moments, but I think his weapon is pretty like overpowered. Mm-hmm. You know, you can just wipe out a whole army just like whistling around. So I think they're gonna have to do something to make it a little bit more difficult for him. Like that's probably at the end of the series he'll finally get that weapon. You know, so he's going to have to rely more on guns and his crew. Mm-hmm. But they were saying that it's unique because his character hasn't really been explored and there's not much of a backstory to him. So they can do whatever the heck they want and fit him into the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe. But I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what they do with it.
I feel like the actor that plays him will do a lot better in a TV show environment instead of a movie environment. I mean, he got his... Well, I don't know. He was in something else before The Walking Dead.
Yes, he was.
I can't remember what it was, though.
I can't remember either. Michael Rooker. He's been in a bunch of things. Mm-hmm. I can't remember exactly what it was. He's done a lot of guest spots on different TV shows. I don't know if he had a complete series himself. He might have, but I can't think of it off the top of my head.
Days of Thunder. He was in Tombstone. Cliffhanger.
That's right.
A couple other stuff. The Sixth Day. The Bone Collector. Yeah, sweet. Jumper. He's been in a couple of different things. Oh, yeah, that's right. He was also in the Belko Experiment. That's a great movie.
All right. Yeah, the rest of these stories are all MCU and Disney, by the way, just so y'all know.
Like literally every single one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Disney's taking over the world.
So the Black Widow movie is in production. It's filming right now. And apparently they cast just recently Oliver Richters, aka the Dutch Giant. At 7'2", he is the world's tallest bodybuilder.
Oh, jeez.
So he's a massive dude.
That'll be kind of interesting because, like, whenever she's fought people before, she's kind of been the same height as them or pretty close, but she can, like, jump on them and spin them around, you know, and use their body weight against them. It's going to be a little bit more difficult when he's, like, 7 feet, you know?
They haven't disclosed the role, so it's not even sure if he is a villain. He probably is.
Yeah. Tall people are villains.
That's true.
That's
in my experience. So it'll be interesting to see what he does, I guess.
I wonder how close in height he is to the mountain from Game of Thrones.
I don't know how tall is the
He's
mountain.
a big guy, too.
Well, he said this is the tallest bodybuilder, so the mountain's got to be shorter.
Yeah.
But still, I hope he doesn't have too big of a speaking role. Like, I know that's bad, but I don't think that these huge bodybuilders are going to be all that. Like, okay, The Rock is the exception, and even Stone Cold Steve Austin. But for the most part, they're not as articulate and, like, well-spoken. It's just like, I kill you, you know? So I think he's going to probably play, because it's going to be more of a spy movie, right? Yeah. So I think he's going to be more of just like a... you know, dude that doesn't talk and just kind of a menacing, like, looming presence.
Like Jaws from James Bond.
Yeah.
So, comparison, the mountain from Game of Thrones is 6'9".
Oh.
Okay.
So, this guy's, like...
What, you said 7'2"?
Yeah.
Oh, geez. 5 inches taller?
That's almost a half a foot. Mm-hmm. That's a huge difference, especially being a bodybuilder.
Yeah, that's a big... That's like...
He wouldn't be able to fit in here without crouching.
I don't think so.
In this room. This is... I don't know.
That's pretty terrifying.
I don't know. I mean...
Like, because I think Scarlett Johansson, isn't she only like 5'3" or something?
If
like,
that,
she's tiny.
Short.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm 5'4". Does this look...
No, he'd probably hit his head on the fan. Somewhere there.
Yeah, I think the ceiling's 8 feet. I think. Don't quote me, but I think it's 8 feet.
Okay.
It's just a monster.
No, I think because the door is 6 feet, dude.
Is it?
Another foot. Yeah, that's like 7.
It is a 7.
Yeah, dude.
He wouldn't even be able to stand in here.
Jeez.
I mean, you have the architecture degree, so I turn to you. So, okay. Moving on.
Yeah. Spider-Man in the Avengers was... So, Dan Slott had kind of a bigger issue with Spider-Man killing people in Avengers Endgame. And he's...
Well, he was aliens.
Right?
They're people.
But he's written almost more comics, like Spider-Man comics, than anybody else.
Yeah.
Like, he's been doing it for years.
Yeah.
So, he's pretty familiar with Spider-Man. And I do get and understand where he's coming from because, his Uncle Ben died. And that's kind of like what kind of turned it turned it for him. And he's just like, I'm going to fight crime and take down these people and put them, give them justice.
Yeah. But again... I have two thoughts.
Yeah.
One, that whole thing I think was sort of a funny callback to his first Spider-Man film where he did where the suit said activate instant kill.
Yeah.
He's like, no, I don't want to kill anybody.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a funny little callback. Second, the only superhero who has a no-kill policy is Batman.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah,
he's the only one.
Even Superman can kill people.
Yes. And so when people say, oh, this person doesn't kill, this person doesn't kill. No. The only person who has that is Batman.
Right.
That's it. And so they don't do it often, but occasionally superheroes do kill.
And it's not always intentional either.
No, true. Look at Gwen Stacy.
The newest installment, like the DC animated movies I just watched the other day is Hush.
Yeah.
And there's this one scene, without giving too much away, but he's holding Hush in this, building where he's gonna, he's basically, his moral compass won't allow him to, not try to rescue him and save him.
Yeah.
And he's teamed up with Catwoman, who's just like, dude, just leave him. Just leave him. We gotta go. This building's coming down. And he's just like, no, and that's kind of where they have some conflict. But yeah, it's borderline, that's what's interesting about Batman, is it's borderline to an unhealthy degree that he would not want to kill somebody.
Yeah.
Right? To where all these other people have, all these other villains that he fights also have different disorders and take things to the extreme, but he does as well. Mm-hmm. So he's just as flawed as they are.
It's the same thing. And honestly, Spider-Man's kind of the same way. In Homecoming, he tried to save the Vulture at his own expense.
Yeah.
Too, and he did. He tried as hard as he could to save a villain's life instead of not caring if they died.
Yeah.
Because trying not to save them if they're about to die is the same thing as killing, in my opinion.
Mm.
That's what Uncle Bet said. With great power comes great responsibility.
There you go.
If you have the ability to help someone, it's your responsibility to do it.
The other thing that's also kind of funny is even go back to Ninja Turtles or all these other TV shows back in the day. They were, the way that they could get around killing people or killing things is just have them be robots.
Robots.
Right?
Yeah.
And then you can just kill as many as you want. Hordes of them can come at you. And that's why even they turned the Foot Clan into robots. Yep. So that they could then, stab them and people wouldn't have an issue with it. Mm-hmm. So when Spider-Man's killing these aliens and these other creatures, I don't know. I don't feel so bad.
They entered our world illegally.
Yeah.
Those illegal aliens just coming in here.
Well, shouldn't they kill Superman then?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, he's free game.
Where's his freaking visa?
Yeah.
Illegal alien. That's true.
America's champion, my butt.
Yeah.
Not even from here. Hey, she doesn't even go here.
Hey, Superman, we want to see your birth certificate.
I'm sure the Kents faked a birth certificate.
Oh yeah, but they're a mom and pop on a farm. Yeah, they're gonna do great work. It's like crayons.
Actually,
they're just doodling a picture.
Superman came out in a time where birth certificates really weren't as big of a deal.
It got lost. There you go. Oh well.
There's no digital records. There's no county records.
Look, he got a job working at the Daily Planet.
Yeah.
All right. So obviously he had some form of identification because you can't get a job unless you have some form of identification with you. Right? So
who knows?
There's some speculation. I don't know.
There's a lot of plot holes in Superman's storyline.
Yeah. I want answers.
All right. So we know that the MCU has broken a lot of records, a lot of box office, a lot of movie records. Well, just recently, they passed another one that many people may not have realized. Sometime, is what it says, sometime last week, the Marvel Cinematic Universe passed $5 billion in the worldwide box office in 2019. That's a total that obviously has not been surpassed before and may never again if ticket price inflation doesn't significantly outpace moviegoers' increasing tendencies to stay put in their home theaters as we get into the 2020s. So, Captain Marvel grossed over $1 billion, Avengers Endgame $2 billion, Spider-Man Far From Home $1 billion, and all combined now have a total of $5 billion worldwide.
Wow.
What's the category though? Like one
universe? Yeah, we really haven't seen that.
The ones that do that.
Oh, we had like the Saw franchise and some of these other ones that have like had prequels and sequels, you know?
I think that's what it is. Or that, or maybe a major studio.
It must just be a franchise. That's the only thing I can think of. Like Star Wars, Saw, Insidious,
I think eventually Star Wars could beat them out. I mean, Disney has no plans of like stopping.
But then again, Star Wars is Disney.
Yeah, they're just going to funnel into what is currently making money, and right now that's superhero movies.
Yeah.
That is a crazy amount, though.
Yes.
I don't think we'll ever see that again, like what they said, you know, like with everybody just wanting to stay more at home and do their own thing.
And also, all that coming from just 3 movies, that's insane.
That is, yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, we say billion now, like, you know, like it's no big deal, but that's a lot of money.
That's a ton.
Yeah.
Money. Yeah.
And it's going to be even more, because one of their parks make their money. That's where they get most of their money from. But in terms of movies, I think with Disney Plus, they're going to take it in a direction where they skip the movie theater entirely.
Mm.
And you pay however much to just stream it right to your computer right off the bat. And I don't think there's any laws against that.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
And you know how much more money that would make if someone has the ability to watch it at home instead of having to go to the movie theater? And I would see movies a lot more.
Yeah, I mean, it's like Amazon. Why go out and shop when you can just click on your computer and buy stuff? Same thing. Mm-hmm. Why go to movie theater when you just...
Because you want that, like, social...
No, most people don't.
Well, I know. We've even talked about it, how much we don't like it a lot of the times, but...
I mean, I love the movie theater experience. I love going.
Yeah.
And I'll continue to go, but sometimes you just want to stay home.
Yeah.
And if I had the option to see a new movie on my computer, yeah, I'd probably take it.
Logistically, though, they would probably have to partner with Amazon or something, because could you imagine millions of people trying to watch the same thing at the same exact time?
Right, yeah.
Like, movie theaters, they get literally a physical copy delivered to them, right?
Used to, not anymore.
No? Now they
It's digital. Mm-hmm.
They download it. They don't receive a digital copy, like, through the mail or whatever.
No, they download it.
Oh. Okay, never mind.
The future is now.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that I'd still want to see certain things on the big screen, though. And there are certain movies that we've talked about this before that it's best seen on the big screen.
Yeah.
You know, to get that whole, like, larger-than-life feel to it.
Yeah, I agree.
So, and I know that TVs are getting bigger and bigger, but still, you know, there's a difference.
I think the movies that will be seen in theaters are action movies. But I think anything other than an action movie can be seen on TV at home, and it's pretty much the same experience.
I actually feel like scary movies are scarier when you're at your house.
Oh, yeah. Because, like, you're not walking out into a bright theater afterwards and have that time to cool down. You're like, you turn off the movie and it's like, all right,
go to bed.
Dad, can you check the closet?
Let's see if I can get any sleep.
I don't want the monsters to get me.
I seriously have to watch like something like, happy afterwards sometimes. Like I'll throw on, some cartoon or something. Like, yeah. Ugh. So in Fantastic Four number 13, the age-old question has finally been answered. Hulk versus the Thing. You guys haven't had a chance to read this just yet, have you?
Nope.
Mm-mm.
So, any speculations on who won?
They've fought before in the past, and the Hulk always came out on top.
Yeah, I think the Hulk would win.
I feel that way as well, but this is because the Puppet Master actually, spoiler, he took control of the Hulk and had him fight, and Ben, or the Thing, he didn't really use his full strength until the Hulk started, smashing stuff and putting people in harm's way. Then he's just like, all right, the Hulk has to be stopped. He has to be put down. So that's how you initially get this fight. But it was with one final blow that the Thing hit the Hulk and knocked him out, and then he reverted back to his normal, back to Ben.
Yeah.
And then he passed out himself. But my only issue with this is with the Puppet Master being able to take control of the Hulk, that doesn't really give him free range to be able to Hulk out completely, right?
Yeah,
He's
right.
kind of got restraints on him.
Yeah, because the whole principle behind the Hulk is he gets stronger the angrier he gets.
Right. But when you've got somebody
the
that's
Puppet Master can't make him as angry as he can get.
yeah. All right.
Mm-hmm. I still vote Hulk.
I'm still siding with Hulk,
Me
but
too.
at least in Fantastic Four number 13, they had the Thing win.
Yeah, if Hulk wasn't mind controlled,
Yeah.
if it was just Hulk, then I think Hulk would have won, as he has many times in the past.
Yeah.
Well, and so my thought was that Hulk was literally indestructible. Nothing could pierce his skin, but
The only way you could really take him out is if you took him out of this universe, into gravity, like Superman's done before, made him black out, basically.
Mm-hmm. Well, so the snap messed up his arm, and now he's not at full strength. But in Thor Ragnarok, when he got attacked by Hela's dog, it pierced his skin, so he's not completely indestructible. When they went underwater, it was able to bite through.
Well, that's at least
flesh.
according to the MCU, not comics. But I did see a funny meme the other day that said that actually Loki was the first snap.
Well, does not have a thumb.
Oh, snap.
That's too soon, man.
It's all right. He's still.
2 years.
Although he's
alive.
been sitting because he's going to have his own miniseries, right? Which he's been sitting on that for a long time, right?
It's been in the works for a while.
For about a year. Well, because after his death, he's like, well, that's the end of me, But he couldn't tell anybody that they're already planning this miniseries and working on this miniseries. So it was a year that he had to be a trickster, and Tom Hiddleston couldn't reveal anything. One other piece of news to kind of bring it full circle and bring in this whole nostalgia thing. Tommy Davidson, who was from the Proud Family, he was Oscar from the Proud Family.
Yeah, you remember him,
right?
He used to be a comedian once.
Yeah, back in the day.
He used to be famous once.
He revealed that they're bringing the Proud Family back, and they're it's going to be on Disney Plus, and they're going to do new episodes. Which I've actually also heard good things about DuckTales. I haven't I've tried looking.
You haven't watched the new one?
No,
it's great.
Is it?
Oh yeah,
I've heard really good things about it. That it's basically Game of Thrones DuckTales style.
Pretty much
is what they were saying.
It's really good. Yeah, it's great.
Well, because I tried to check it out, and I guess I have to have a different plan or something with Hulu. I have the one no commercials, but I guess that's not high enough tier.
Oh, you need the one with TV.
Well, I don't have Hulu.
Yeah,
and I still watch it.
Oh, okay.
So
is this a premiere, one of those movie premiere events?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
It's so funny. So the next Hulu plan is $50 a month.
No way.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it's the one that's has live TV or current. It's weird.
Yeah, I can't justify that.
Remember when Hulu was free?
Right?
Once Upon a Time?
The very first base one with like commercials, so many commercials. I tried that at first. It was like $5 or $6, but like there was 3 commercials per episode, and I was so used to like Netflix that I'm just like, this is like, I can't wait that long.
The commercials weren't what bothered me. I mean, they did. It was the repetitiveness of the commercial.
It was the same, yeah.
Same exact thing, and then it's like, oh, the same exact thing, but in Spanish this time.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's ridiculous.
No bueno.
Know your audience, Hulu. We don't like the same thing repeated.
Mix it up.
And yeah, the Proud Family's never been. It was never my thing.
No?
I liked it. I watched
Did you?
every episode of every season.
I think it could
Did
be.
you?
Yeah, I did.
Oh.
I mean,
I wasn't sure if you were being sarcastic.
No, I was that age. Like,
Oh.
every day when I go home from school, that's what was on.
See, I was a little older then.
I still watched it.
Yeah, it was like Kim Possible, Proud Family,
Yeah.
Lizzie McGuire. All
Not
those
saying
shows.
I wasn't watching cartoons or Disney Channel at the time. It's just that one in particular just didn't appeal. Yeah, you know me.
Well, okay, so that's my next question with this is, are they going to make it very
Is it
similar?
racist?
No. Is it going to be like similar to like Dear White People or one of these kind of shows where they, definitely have an agenda?
Oh, there's
this is a
definitely
cartoon.
going to be agendas. Like,
See, I don't know.
100%.
Because it's Disney. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if they will. Because Disney tries to be all-inclusive. So
Right.
As neutral as possible.
Yeah.
Honestly, it would be more fitting if the Proud Family was about a gay family now, because
It's true.
that show was back when like Black Pride was the thing,
Yeah.
and that's why they were called the Prouds. Like that was their last name. But if they revamped it, it would be a gay family. Maybe it's going to be a gay black family. That'd be
Whoa.
cool.
Whoa.
Maybe some characters in there will be gay. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. So I don't know if you guys saw anything this week, but I watched Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
The newest Quentin Tarantino film?
And I have to say, if you didn't know that it was directed by Tarantino, you wouldn't have guessed.
Really?
Because there aren't really the Tarantino tropes. Yeah.
So this one stars Brad Pitt,
Leonardo DiCaprio, and Margot Robbie.
Okay.
Those are the 3
Really
big
strong
names.
cast.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Very strong cast. Yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio plays this guy named, what is his name? I know Brad Pitt's character is Cliff Booth. What the heck is Leo's name?
but he plays a celebrity.
Yeah, he plays a guy who became famous in the 50s on an old Western TV show called Bounty Law. And over the course of his career, he's
Rick Dalton.
Rick Dalton, thank you. Yeah. You're Rick effing Dalton. Don't forget it. That's what Brad Pitt says. Yeah, he plays the guy whose career is starting to wane a little bit. He does guest spots on TV shows. And he's not as famous as he used to be, and it's kind of him realizing that and coming to terms with that. And then
Which is difficult for a lot of people to do.
Yeah.
Right.
And then Brad Pitt plays his stuntman on the show.
Cliff
Booth. And who's also now has been hired by Rick Dalton to kind of be his personal like driver and handyman, that sort of thing. Because there's not a lot of jobs coming in for him at the moment.
So they kind of form this friendship.
Yeah, they're kind of best friends, and what ends up happening is Roman Polanski and Margot Robbie, Sharon Tate, my brain is so fuzzy right now, end up moving right next door to Rick Dalton.
Okay.
Now, this is in 1969, and obviously if you know about the Manson Tate murders, you know what the story is kind of centered around. But that's really not the center of the story. Really, the star of the film is Brad Pitt.
Okay.
Leonardo DiCaprio, it's pretty close, but I mean, Brad Pitt really shines in this movie. because you kind of follow him, and he ends up going down to Spawn Ranch because he picks up a hippie hitchhiker, and he goes down to the Spawn Ranch, which is where the Manson family was living at the time. And he kind of ends up interacting with them and knowing who they are, and that kind of comes into play later on in the film, in the climax of the film. But overall, it was really good. It's as far as Tarantino films go, it's probably one of my favorites of his.
Okay.
Because like I said, there isn't a whole lot of those Tarantino tropes. It's not super violent. You know, they don't say the N-word every other word like they do in some of his other films.
Does it fit in the whole universe?
Kind of.
Well, just meaning because, like, his movies, all of them are, I mean, even though they're different time periods, they're all in that same universe.
Yeah, this is kind of the theory.
Mm-hmm. He's come out and said that. That's like he won't make anything that's not.
You could throw it in there. I know he said that. Kill Bill and
he's got standalone ones, but yeah.
Well, he said that Kill Bill and was it Death Proof are kind of movies within that his universe.
Yeah.
So like his characters could potentially go and see Kill Bill because it's a movie within that universe.
Well, that, and also, I mean, some of his characters, like in Django, were also like his grandchildren were in the Hateful Eight, and yeah.
But yeah, it's really good. It's definitely people have been calling it a love letter to old Hollywood, and it is, because you kind of see the behind the scenes of old late 60s Hollywood. And I thought I really liked old ads and commercials.
Yeah.
I had nothing on Tarantino because all the time, almost constantly at this film, there's some sort of old vintage ad playing.
Oh, geez.
Whether it's on TV or whether it's in the radio or something. And it's blaring at full volume.
Huh?
And so it just like hammers you with these old ads for some reason. I don't know why. Probably some sort of stylistic choice by him. I don't know.
What about because I know we've talked about this before with Bruce Lee's family not liking his portrayal. So what did you feel?
They do have him come off as kind of an arrogant dick.
Okay.
Because I guess there were rumors here and there that is kind of how he acted occasionally.
Well, I mean, when he's that good at what he does, you know.
But I think those were just rumors. Mm-hmm. But again, with Tarantino, this whole thing is stylized.
Yeah.
It's a fantasy stylized universe.
It's basically what Tarantino does is like, you know, those artists that do like the portraits for people, you know, at fairs and different events.
Caricatures.
Yeah, exactly. They over embellish certain aspects about, you know, or certain characteristics of a person's face. And he's doing the same thing with these characters. I mean, giving them bigger, you know, issues and stuff. But everybody does that.
Yeah, exactly. So I can understand where they're coming from, but at the same time, you gotta realize it's a movie.
Yeah.
You know?
And anything to bring him back, I mean, no publicity is bad publicity.
Exactly.
You know? So. And
this movie also is interesting because it mixes real things real characters and films and TV shows from the 60s with the fake ones that he made up.
Okay.
Which is really interesting. So, for example, Rick Dalton guest starred on TV shows that were around in the time, like FBI, Lancer, which was an old Western TV show. Those shows actually existed.
Yeah.
But they kind of superimposed Leonardo DiCaprio into them.
Okay.
So it was really kind of cool looking. So,
that would take a lot of work.
Yes. So out of 5 cans of dog food,
yeah,
I'd give it a 3.
Okay,
because it's something that you can. Well, at least I did. I kind of went back and I was thinking about it a lot and what certain things meant and what the climax of the film meant. And kind of the repercussions of what would happen in that universe after the events of that film.
Yeah.
Without giving anything away. And it made me kind of go back and do a little bit of research.
Watch more ads.
Yeah, and see some of these old vintage TV shows that he was talking about or that's shown in the film and that sort of thing. So, yeah. I definitely recommend it. I think it's definitely worth a watch.
Alrighty.
So, we didn't talk about it before, but did you guys see anything you want to talk about?
Nope. There's a couple of new ones that are coming out that I'm like really looking forward to, but no, haven't had a chance.
Speaking of Brad Pitt, so I had this bad habit of being like, oh, I want to see that movie, and then I never got around to it.
Yes.
So I've been kind of going back and watching these movies piece by piece in my free time.
Yeah.
So the most recent one that I've been watching is Inglourious Bastards.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's really good.
So I'm watching it like 20 minutes at a time. So it's kind of hard to like keep it all pieced together.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really good so far. I'm probably about halfway through it.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next one I want to do is Fury. I heard that one's really good.
That one's great. And that kind of comes off of, like, keep in mind that this is, like, a time period when Shia LaBeouf, like, was kind of going off the deep end and kind of crazy, but his character fits perfect. Yeah. Like, they typecast him for this role.
You know, really the ones that I miss, that I wanted to see the most are, like, period piece war movies. Because those are really enjoyable for me to watch. So I'll probably just go back and watch all the classics
Red
too.
Tails is pretty decent.
Saving Private Ryan.
Zombie-esque, but Overlord. J.J. Abrams' film was great.
If I was going to watch it in 20-minute segments, definitely Band of Brothers.
That
would take me like 2 years.
That would take you a long time. Yeah.
Saving Private Ryan, like what, 3 hours or something?
Something like that. Pretty close.
All right.
Yeah, so that's my plan.
All right.
Wonder Woman is very historically accurate.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
She killed Hitler.
So here's where you can find us. You can listen to all of our episodes at worldwarg.podbean.com. You can also find us on iTunes, Google Play, and at cosmicpotato.com. On social media, we're at facebook.com/WorldWarG Podcast. We're also on Twitter and Instagram at WWG Podcast. You can also find all of our merchandise at shop.spreadshirt.com/WorldWarG, which 2 out of the 3 of us are wearing currently.
Yeah.
Yep.
Boom.
Sorry, guys.
Oh, man. That came out of nowhere. You can also call or text the show at any time on Joel's line at 385-240-1692. So, this has been World War G episode 231. That has been AJ.
That has been Troy.
And I've been Colton.
Stay tuned for the post-credit scene. And stay geeky, my friends. Remember, you can also email us.
Anytime.
At World...
Oh, dang it.
You messed it up.
I'm just kidding.
Us anytime.
Day or night.
At worldwgpodcast@gmail.com. There, we got it in.
Yeah, booyah.
High five.
You still got it.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. Welcome to the post-credit scene. Speaking of Tarantino films, I watched Pulp Fiction the other day.
Okay.
For the first time all the way through.
Oh, that diner scene is great.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that movie is awesome. I love like the whole dialogue between those two guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really good. Yeah, man. I'd have to go back and watch it again because the movie's kind of out of sequence.
Right.
So it's worth another look or two to kind of piece the whole thing together. But yeah, it's really good. I haven't seen all of Tarantino's films.
Neither have I. And I looked it up one time, and you can actually, like, there's, if you pull it up on your computer, like, just Tarantino, like, there's a spider web of all the movies that connect and how they connect and everything else, and which ones are kind of standalone.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to tell you, okay, because I know we talked about this for a minute, like, earlier. Do you ever watch, like, The Hot Ones? at all?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so on Snapchat they also have it, but it's like a edited, quick, faster version of it. This week's episode, they were doing it with like Stone Cold Steve Austin. Dude, that was that was really well done. I liked it.
Stone Cold is great.
Oh, yeah.
I really like Stone Cold.
He didn't mention it, but he still got his podcast going, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you're an old school wrestling fan like me, listen to his podcast. It's great because he talks about old matches that he had. He talks about kind of the secrets of the business and...
Well, they even asked him, like, what are these certain things, like, things that I didn't even know, about, like, there was something, if you've got, like, a receipt, what that actually means in the business.
A receipt, yeah.
Yeah. And there was, like, certain things, whereas, like, if you have a beef with somebody, then you can turn around, I don't know, like, or just, like, if you were, was it, like, spit, I think was the terminology, or the term used, but he was talking about how anybody could just do that, but there's only a certain person that could actually rebuttal somebody else's.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a bunch of industry terms that he uses, that you learn about, and it's really interesting.
Yeah.
What else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, and the reason I watched Pulp Fiction is because on Cosmic Potato, occasionally we're going back and watching all of the 100 greatest films of all time.
Yeah,
according to IMDb. So Pulp Fiction is one of those. What else did I watch with it? I watched The Graduate. Which is really boring. I don't recommend that one. Yeah,
no, I'll watch that one.
And then Network. That one's actually pretty good.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Yeah, if you've never seen Network, it's the movie that has that famous line, "I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore."
Okay.
Yeah,
I've heard the line, movie. But
yeah,
it's really weird. Like you go back and watch some of these movies, and you're like, "Oh, now that's where that line's from. That's who originally said it."
Yeah.
I feel like we should almost compile like a whole list of movies, like almost a list for like Colton that he hasn't seen, that we're just like, hey dude, like this movie is fantastic.
Still haven't seen The Godfather.
Yeah.
Neither of you, have you?
I have. I watched it.
Yeah.
Recently.
Yes, recently. I watched the first one. That was tough to get through, I'm not gonna lie.
It was pretty, especially when he goes over
it's
to
slow.
like it felt like it seriously was like a two-parter.
Yeah.
When he goes over to the old country to visit his family and live there for a while, and then he comes back for his father that's in the hospital. That it drug on.
Yeah, that movie drags and drags and drags.
There's a lot of iconic lines in it.
Oh, of course. A lot of iconic lines, a lot of iconic scenes, but those ones are iconic. Everything else is just boring.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I have the other... you gave it to me.
Yeah.
The Godfather trilogy. So I'll eventually watch the other two, but...
second one I've heard is by far the best.
That's what I've heard too.
But it's like, it's almost been long enough that I need to go back and watch the first one before watching the second one. And I don't want to watch the first one, so I'm putting off the second one. Yeah, it's a vicious cycle, guys. The struggle.
Well, we were also supposed to send you, like, music recommendations. Yeah, I forgot to do that.
Never did.
Well, I gave you one, the entire Beatles discography.
Yeah. What more do you want?
Yeah, that's all you need.
Okay, I'll do that.
All you need is love.
Is love, exactly.
That's all I need.
Yeah.
Wait, what was I... Man, I'm horrible at this. I can't even remember. What was the we were supposed to, like, send you recommendations for bands to go back and listen to?
Yeah, just good music.
Good music?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But no screamo. I can't stand like screamo or like super heavy metal.
Okay.
So those are pretty much the only things that I
Well, there goes all my suggestions.
The heaviest metal I can listen to is like Metallica. I can listen to I really like Metallica.
Yeah.
But anything beyond that, no.
It can be done, like, some screamo can be done tastefully, Linkin Park, try to, like, especially if you go back and listen to, like, the Hybrid Theory and some of those other ones.
Yeah.
I'll bleed it out, digging deeper,
Yeah,
it's screamy-ish, but it's not, like, over the top.
And you can still kind of tell what
they're saying.
What he's saying when he does that.
Well, yeah.
Where others, yeah.
No, if you can't understand them and they're just death
metal.
like, oh, okay, all right,
Yeah.
calm down. Why haven't we started a band though, guys?
I don't
Because
have any sort of talent.
I was gonna say because we're not talented,
Troy's got the vocals.
barely.
I play a mean tambourine.
Yeah.
I can.
All of our songs have tambourine in it.
Yeah.
Only tambourine.
Yeah.
No, it would have tambourines and
Clapping.
and guitar chords that are just the main chords.
Okay.
Because I can do that.
Hey, 4 chords. You guys know the song.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's all it takes.
That's all you need.
Oh, booyah.
So it'll be a guitar and tambourine.
I can still play the trumpet.
Oh, and the trumpet.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, have you touched the trombone in years, dude?
No.
Yeah.
No. I haven't touched it since I graduated junior high.
Phrasing.
Good for you.
That is not true.
We need to strive to be more like Troy.
Those Kellogg's cornflakes did not work on me. I'll say that right
was
now.
so dang funny. That was Emily. I'd never looked that up before. I was laughing about that the whole day. They really invented cornflakes to stop people from masturbating.
Uh-huh.
That was the whole intention. It's like, if this is such a bland cereal, you won't want to,
You won't want to do anything else.
Yeah.
Your life will be boring.
Didn't help.
No.
I don't think it helped anybody.
Tried anything.
I'm trying to think of anything if it... No, I don't know. I was thinking like of a different like cereal or something. Or well, what if they put like stuff that made you impotent in cereal?
Knowing guys, we'd find a way.
Yeah. Dang it.
What would you call it?
No O's.
I was gonna say I was gonna say soft O's.
Wheaties?
Wheaties?
No, weenies.
Oh, weenies. Wheaties.
Weenies.
No O's. Soft O's. Yeah. There's something in there. And let's take a random turn.
I think that's a good place to end it, actually.
Yeah. There you go.
On impotence-inducing cereal. All right. I don't know if you've enjoyed this or not.
Rusted socks.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome. I was trying really hard to get one, guys.
Good job. Good
Yeah.
Do you want to keep talking? Keep masturbation talking?
So you can keep Cheerios.
I know. Life. That would make you. That would be the cereal that would make you impotent. Life.
All right. I'm just gonna end this. You'll hear us next week.
Please do. Finish this.
Bye. Put a bullet in it.